Welcome to Module 6 on evaluating expressions. Right now, pause the video, find a writing utensil and a piece of paper. Don't forget that a spiral-bound notebook is perfect for what you'll need for this course. If you need help getting a notebook, please let your teacher know today. Note taking is so important because that way you have access to what you're learning without having to rewatch all the videos. Plus, don't forget you can use your notes on the quizzes and tests, so it's in your best interest to have good notes that are well organized and easy to find. You want to go to a new page and write down that we're covering Module 6 today on how to evaluate expressions. We're going to be evaluating an algebraic expression, evaluating a formula, evaluating a linear expression, and evaluating a quadratic expression. You want to make a new topic, so you're going to write evaluating an algebraic expression and underline that. And then we've got a vocab word. Evaluate means to solve. To evaluate an expression, we're replacing the variable using substitution and then solving. As long as you write this, I don't think you'll need to write this. So it says, find the value of 4 plus m when m equals 13. This is telling you to replace m with 13. This is an expression, not an equation, because there's no equal sign. So 4 plus 13 becomes 17, and we're done there. You pause the video and try this one on your own. You should have written down the expression to start. You should have found that c was 6, and then this is just an expression, not an equation, so we just add 6 and 12, and you should have gotten 18 for that one. No need to make a new topic. We're continuing on with the same topic. It says find the value of p divided by 5, and then it tells you to replace p with 35, so we're doing 35 divided by 5, which is 7. You pause the video and try this one on your own. You should have done 30 divided by 6 because we're replacing b with 6, and you should have gotten 5 as your answer there. You might want to write yourself a note. We're still under the same topic, but we want to remember that when there's more than one operation, order of operations is still a thing. We still need to follow our order of operations: parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. You might want to write that right down if you don't have it memorized, but you should have it written down from previous lessons. When a number is right next to a variable, that's telling you to multiply. I don't want to make that 48. I want to make it 4 times 8 minus 9. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 minus 9 becomes 23. So you should get 23 for that one. For a problem like this one, we're replacing a with 23, and we're replacing b with 4. We always divide before we add, so it becomes 39 plus 6, and 39 plus 6 is 45. Again, order of operations is important. Remember, we learned about exponents in one of our previous modules. We're replacing m with 5, and then exponents always come before subtraction. So we're going to do 25 minus 6, and that gives us 19. You pause the video and try this one on your own using what we've learned today. You should have remembered that a number right next to a letter means multiply, and you should have remembered that we're replacing c with 4. 4 squared is not 8. 4 squared is 16 because it becomes 4 times 4, which is 16. You should not have multiplied before you took care of your exponents. In order of operations, exponent comes before multiplication. So 2 times 16 should become 32 there. When you have the big fraction bar, remember that's considered a grouping symbol. It groups the stuff on top together and the stuff on the bottom together. So we're replacing z with 8, so it's 8 squared. We're replacing x with 4. Again, z with 8. Remember that a number right next to a letter means to multiply. 8 squared becomes 64. 8 plus 12 is what happens on the bottom. 64 minus 4 is 60. 8 plus 12 is 20, and 60 divided by 20 is 3. You pause the video and try this one on your own now. You should have replaced z with 4 and y with 6. Then you should notice that we're doing exponents first, so it's 3 times 4. 6 squared is not 12, it's 36. We want to simplify everything on the top first because that big fraction bar groups them together. We multiply before we add, so 3 times 4 is 12. That becomes 12 plus 36 divided by 4. 12 plus 36 becomes 48, and 48 divided by 4 becomes 12 for that one. You pause the video and try these on your own. You should have noticed that we had some negatives. So we have 5 minus 9 times negative 5. Well, if we remember that we can do keep, change, change, this becomes a little easier because then we can bring down the plus. Negative 9 times negative 5 is positive 45, and 5 plus 45 is 50. Alternatively, when you have it written like this, you can just recognize that that's a negative 5, and negative 5 times a negative 9 is a positive 45, so you don't bring down the minus, it turns into a plus. Either way is fine, but you have to recognize that the 9 is negative in some way. For this one, you should have done negative 5 times 3 plus negative 4. Multiplication comes before addition, and negative 15 plus negative 4 is negative 19. When we substitute, don't forget to think about how your negatives impact the exponents. We're replacing c with negative 4. Negative 4 squared is negative 4 times negative 4, which is positive 16. Multiplication comes before addition, so we do 16 plus negative 24. 16 plus negative 24 is negative 8, and negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. You pause the video and try this one on your own. You should have turned this one into 6 squared, minus 5 times 6, minus 1. 6 squared is 36. 36 minus 30 minus 1. We're not going to do that all at once. 36 minus 30 is 6, and 6 minus 1 should become 5. A formula is just a special type of equation. So I want you to make yourself a new topic, evaluating a formula. A formula is a special type of equation that represents a real-world situation. So as an example, we're going to use the formula for tension. This would calculate how much stress is on a rope when something's hanging down from it. This would be important, like for example, if you wanted to bungee jump, you would want to know about the weight, mass, and acceleration of the person trying to bungee jump so that they don't get injured. It says use the equation below to find T if W equals 52, mass is equal to 5, and acceleration is 3. Don't forget the fact that mass and acceleration are right next to each other means to multiply. Order of operations says to multiply before we subtract, so we do 15. And so the tension on the rope is 52 minus 15, which is 37. You pause the video and try this one on your own. You should have replaced W with 64, M with 6, and A with 3. You should have remembered that we multiply before we subtract. And the last step to find the tension is 64 minus 18, which becomes 46. And you're done. This was a short one for this module. This video will be available on Haiku if you need to rewatch, and it will be available on each skill for Module 6 in ALEKS. You should now complete Module 6 practice problems in ALEKS. Don't forget that if you need help, you can go to the explanation with each problem. It'll walk you through the steps, give you the solution, and then give you a similar problem. You can also click on the Whys for more information. Don't forget that every module needs an assessment with it. So if this is Module 6, so you now need to go complete Quiz 6 for this one. Thanks so much, and you're going to move on to Module 7.